at 6.
What do you mean, who is this? This is Erica.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm quite busy here, and you started talking so fast.
Well, I am worried. Brandon should have been here ages ago. He was coming down from Connecticut with all his belongings. I mean, something must have happened.
Oh, no, Brandon's here.
At the office? Why is he there?
Well, Erica, there's a top-level emergency meeting going on. I had to reach in the limousine.
Oh, I see. So then he went directly there. Well, my goodness, I guess he left all his things, his clothing in his limo.
I have no idea.
Well, I know. I guess he's going to drop us things off right after the meeting or something. Listen, can you just put me through to him?
No, indeed I cannot. As I told you, there's a top-level...
Oh, never mind, Helen. Just have him call me the minute he is through.
Well, they always say the wife's the last one to know. I guess I have just been talking to the wrong people. That is, up until now.
You shouldn't have said anything. I mean, maybe you didn't know about it.
Oh, no, of course I knew about it. I told you Betsy and I are very good friends. I just didn't realize you knew she was involved with someone. Did she tell you that?
No, Sybil told me, which Betsy was kind of mad about.
Did Sybil tell you that this man is married?
Yeah, I didn't want to say anything, though.
Do you know his name?
No. Why, do you?
Oh, yes. Yes, I do. That married man is my husband.
Dr. Warden, would you get that, please?
Sure. Hello?
Yes, may I speak to Betsy Kennicott, please?
No, I'm sorry, she's not here right now.
Oh, is this the drug room? They transferred me from the news station. They told me that she would be there.
Well, she's not here right now. I would be happy to give her a message if you like. Who's calling, please?
This is Devin McFadden.
Oh, hi, Devin. It's Cliff Warner.
Oh, hello. Hello, Cliff. Would you just tell her to call me, please, as soon as possible?
Sure, I'd be happy to. Listen, how are things going for you?
Fine, just fine. And how are you?
Just great. Listen, I'm going to be getting in touch with your husband real soon.
Oh, what about?
Well, Nina and I are in the midst of buying a house. Not big as the place that you guys have, but I figure, well, Wally could probably give me a few pointers on holding on heating costs, things like that.
Yes, well, Wally's very handy around the house.
Yeah, maybe we could have the two of you over for dinner sometime after you get settled in.
Oh, dear God, what am I going to do, Sean?
Nina, you're just going to have to force yourself to be realistic. You and Cliff have had a beautiful life together. I think Sid made it impossible for you to go on.
Impossible?
You have two choices. Put a quick end to your marriage, or see it die a slow death.
How can you give me such awful choices? You're supposed to be my friend.
Nina, now let's not lose sight of what's important here. I am not the one who's put you in this terrible spot. It's Sybil.
You're right. Oh, Sean, I'm sorry I lashed out at you. It just... There has to be some other way.
Well, I wish there were, but it's obvious that Sybil's thought this out very carefully.
Oh, and she's a fiend. She told me that I either had to divorce quickly or she would send Bobby away, send him where Cliff could never find him again, Sean.
But she's got you over a barrel. A beautiful child like Bobby would be adopted in a minute.
I know.
And poor Cliff would spend the rest of his life searching
Oh,
for his
no,
son.
please. She won't even let me tell Cliff about it.
Because she knows Cliff would never agree to a divorce. He loves you. Loves you too much. She also knows that he would realize what would happen to love as the years go by. Cliff would eat his heart out for the loss of Bobby. You know, that's the one thought that you have to hold on to.
I've nothing to hold on to. Everything is lost. There's nothing left.
No, not everything. It's still the memory of a beautiful marriage. Nobody could ever take that away from you. if you just have the strength to act quickly.
And to do what?
Seems obvious to me. The only thing to do is to go fast. Leave Cliff tonight.
Honey, you brought home the bowling trophy.
Yeah, and a nagging backache.
Hold on, I'll get the Doan's pills.
Good advice. Doan's pill for occasional nagging backache pain due to simple overexertion, stress, or strain. Taken as directed, this time-proven analgesic brings relief of minor backache pain for hours.
Those pills make me feel like I do when I bowl a strike. Relieved.
Time-proven Doan's pills help you get the better of simple backache pain.
Deep in the dark of the darkest woods was a camp called where things that bite in the day and the night made the children cry. And every day they'd scratch away because of poison ivy and oak. Till by chance there came to camp new Bactine hydrocortisone. When they soothed it on, the itchy was gone, and it made the owie okay. So that night they slept just right, because Bactine hydrocortisone took the itchy owies away.
People are talking about the great taste of Vlasic pickles like never before.
Here, my dear, try a Vlasic pickle. Why, thank you, dear. Now, that's the best tasting pickle I ever heard.
Hey, Jimmy, want a trade?
Sure.
Want a Vlasic pickle? Okay. Now, that's the best tasting pickle I ever heard.
Vlasic pickles. Try them and you might say.
今までにない美味しいのピコを聞きました.
We Americans are so eager to lose weight, we're becoming a nation of meal skippers. In fact, 37% of us who are watching our weight are skipping meals. But that's not smart. Nutrition's too important. That's why there's Figurines. 2 Figurines bars provide the protein, vitamins, and minerals your body needs, so you can skip that fattening meal without skipping nutrition.
Delicious.
When you skip that fattening meal, don't skip nutrition. Skip with Figurines.
Office, or are you going back up?
Nope, that meeting's definitely over.
Well, then I have a message for you. Erica called in a dither, something about you're leaving all your clothes at her apartment on your way in from Connecticut.
Well, I won't be doing that. I have to keep my clothes at my apartment.
Well, I knew that. You called me from your apartment to say that you would be a while unpacking.
Did you tell that to Erica?
No, I did not. She's expecting you to call her back and let her know when you'll be by with your suitcases.
Oh, and why didn't you just tell that to Erica?
Oh, no, Brandon. I'm not getting in the middle of this.
What are you talking about?
Well, obviously, Erica thinks you're moving into her apartment.
What?
And we all know you can't do that if you hope for a quiet divorce from Sarah. Isn't that true?
You needn't have gone into that. All you had to do was to say that I was at my apartment dropping off some clothes and I called you.
Listen, Brandon, you and I go back a long way. You know that I think your involvement with Erica is a mistake. So don't expect any personal help from me in that relationship. And as your secretary, I hardly think it is my place to let Erica know that you won't be hanging your clothes in her closet just yet. That's a little something you're going to have to do all by yourself.
Hello, Erica. How are you? How is Texas?
Oh, Texas was fantastic. Really, I had such a good time, I was red carpeted from one end of that state to the next. You know something, they even made me an honorary Texan?
Well, good for you. You sound like you're still riding high on.
Well, I'm riding high for a different reason entirely. Brandon is finally moving with me.
What? I thought Mrs. Kingsley said that he was not to do that if you wanted this divorce to become final.
Yes, well, that is just one little threat that I am not going to be intimidated by any longer.
What do you mean, Erica? She can drag you through a scandal. I mean, your career
Yeah,
could...
I know. My career could be ruined.
That's right, and so will Brandon's. Or wasn't he thinking of that? Or isn't he thinking at all, as usual?
Now, Mark, it's just all talk. Sarah Kingsley is not going to do a thing to us.
Says who, Erica? Now, is this Brandon's considered opinion?
No, I haven't even discussed it with him.
Oh, don't you guys believe in talking?
Mark, will you stop worrying?
No, now listen, Erica, I've gone through too many things with you. Now, you must not take a ridiculous chance like this.
Mark, will you calm down and listen to me?
Erica.
Now, I have given this a lot of thought. I just realized something so fundamental. I mean, it just knocks me out that I didn't think of it sooner. I'm sure Brandon realizes it on an unconscious level, but anyway, it just doesn't make any sense for us to give a second thought to Sarah Kingsley's threats.
Why not?
Because she obviously is going to need big alimony payments from him in order to continue the lifestyle she's accustomed to. So she can't jeopardize his ability to make money, or she's going to be without a dime herself.
Maybe so, Erica, but I would not push the lady.
Oh, come on, will you forget it, Mark? Forget it. The next time you and Ellen come to New York, Brandon is going to be all moved in here, and we are going to be entertaining as a couple.
You make leaving Cliff sound so simple.
Nina, I'm just trying to give you the best advice that I can. And that is to act quickly. Well, Cliff might find out what's happening, and then he would definitely lose Bobby. I know you, Nina. You would die 1,000 deaths watching Cliff trying to get over the loss.
And what excuse am I supposed to give him for divorcing him so suddenly? John, any explanation I give him is not going to even sound credible. I could tell him I was losing my mind. How about that?
Well, maybe you could use Cliff's tremendous attachment to Bobby. You could say that it's gotten to be too much for you. Just can't handle it anymore.
That won't work. He knows how much I love Bobby. And besides, how can I use his attachment to his child when I want us to have children of our own?
But so far, you haven't been able to. That's something to consider, too.
Sean, we have only been trying a few months.
But what if you can't give Cliff a child, and you've caused him to lose the only one he's ever had?
No, please, don't.
All right, then. I think the best thing to use is this house.
This house?
Yes. I've read about the trauma that a lot of young couples go through in buying their first house. Sometimes one of the partners completely freaks out about the tremendous commitment, about being locked into some suburban house for 20 or 30 years.
Sean, I don't have that feeling.
You could say that it just came to you, that all of a sudden you realized you were going to lose your entire youth, that you were being railroaded right into middle age by marriage.
I don't understand. What do you mean?
Okay, there's no question that you were married awfully young, and you did quit college to take care of Bobby.
And also to have children of my own.
But that's something that could have waited until after you finished college, if not for Bobby. Okay? Now, the point is, this house makes it clear to you that you are stuck being a housewife and a mother for 20 years. And who knows when you'll ever get a chance to go back to college, if ever. And meanwhile, you've lost your entire youth.
It doesn't matter to me.
I know that. I'm just trying to give you a handle that you can use with Cliff. Now, it does make sense.
No.
That the sudden responsibility of this house could make you realize you want it out.
John, I cannot use something like this. This is what I've always wanted. This whole thing is just absolutely impossible.
I think you have the strength, Nina. That's one reason I value our friendship so much. You're the kind of person who always wants to do the right thing.
How do I know what's right?
Do you doubt that saving Cliff's son for him is the right thing to do?
But how can I lie to him, Sean? How can I look Cliff right in the face and say anything that you've told?
You can only if you act fast. Break the news to Cliff and get out as soon as possible.
Betty, that's why your grapefruit juice tastes best.
Sure, I squeeze it myself. To me, that tastes best.
You sure are picky.
For Betty's breakfast, I pick only the best.
I'd like some Raisin Bran.
Some Raisin Bran, I pick only the best. Post.
I thought the other was better.
Wrong. Of the leading Raisin Brands, Post tastes best. And you won't find one with more plump, fresh-tasting raisins.
Post Raisin Bran does taste best.
When you're picky about Raisin Bran, you pick the best. Post.
Jackie, guess what? I booked another round-the-world tour.
Great. Have some coffee.
Oh.
Whoa. Only half a cup? I thought you loved automatic drip coffee.
I do. It's the caffeine I can do without.
That's why we're drinking Brim decaffeinated coffee.
This is Brim?
A special kind of Brim, developed for automatic coffee makers.
Brim automatic drip. If it tastes this rich, I won't stop at half a cup.
Fill your cup to the rim with Brim. Automatic drip.
That's no way to treat a lady. For years, we've thought nylon panties with a cotton lining were a solution. Well, they're not. Nylon traps moisture and cotton stays damp, so when you put them together, that's no answer. Now there's you. You, the revolutionary new panty that lets moisture evaporate. You panties are made with Lita, a silky new fabric that breathes like your skin, so you stay cool and comfortable. You just started a revolution.
Agree shampoo and Agree conditioner. Together, they help you escape the greasies.
You keep on saying do it as quickly as possible. Sean, let me tell you, if Cliff walked in that door right now, I would fall to pieces.
You definitely have to collect your thoughts before you speak to him. There's no question about
Well,
that.
what do I say to him?
Who could that be?
Mr. Krebs.
I guess you thought I was going to the dairy.
No, I just forgot.
Well, I had a time there in the paint store trying to get a decent brush for the woodwork. A kid tried to push some nylon brushes on me. I wouldn't use it to paint an outhouse. If there's one thing you need for a good job on a window, it is a good old-fashioned bristle brush. Yeah, you can't... It costs a little more, but the other thing is not worth buying. There are no real bargains anymore. Right?
Right. I mean, no.
No.
Well, brother, that's all you need, somebody like him around when you've got all this on your mind.
Doesn't matter. He's going to be working upstairs.
I know, but you're going to have to work out what you're going to say to Cliff. You need a lot of peace and quiet.
Sean, I need a lot more than that.
Look, don't be afraid to give me another call. I'm there whenever you need me, okay?
And thank you for your help.
You don't have to thank me. That's what friends are for.
Oh, really, I really do appreciate your concern, though it does seem like I'm fighting it.
All I'm going to do is help you solve this in a way that you can live with. So that years from now, you will know you did what was right for your husband, the man you loved. You saved his child.
But how am I going to tell him? And will you believe me?
Okay, Miss Summons, thank you very much.
Sure.
Oh, Betsy! Betsy, listen, there was a call for you here earlier. Devin McFadden wants you to give her a call.
Oh? Did she say what it was about?
No. Hey, she didn't sound frantic. I don't think there's any real emergency with Bonnie or anything.
Oh. Well, it probably does have something to do with Bonnie. I'll call her right back. Thanks, Cliff.
Oh, Betsy, lock the door when you leave.
Yeah, you betcha.
Hello?
Oh, hi, Devin. It's Betsy. Cliff said you left a message for me to call.
Yes, Betsy, I want to talk to you.
Oh? What about? I don't want to talk about it on the phone, but if you could come by here on your way home from work, that would be terrific. You won't be that much longer at the hospital, do you? Well, as a matter of fact, I'll be leaving in a few minutes.
Okay, fine. That'll be perfect. I'll see you then.
Wait a minute, Devin. Don't you want to tell me what this is about? No, I don't want to talk about it right now. I'll see you soon. Bye. All right.
We'll find out soon enough.
Hi.
Oh, Mark. Hi, hello.
Oh, I hope I...
What brings you here, huh?
Oh, well, I just thought I'd stop by for a few things. Hope I didn't interrupt anything. I know I should call first, but,
No, it's all right. Please, come on in. Come on in.
Oh, thanks, Deb.
Take 3. 3 tablets? No, Anacin 3. Its pain reliever gives the most effective headache relief you can buy without aspirin.
Right. 2 regular headache tablets have 650 milligrams of pain reliever. But Anacin 3 has much more, 1,000 milligrams per dose. Yet it's 100% aspirin-free. So when you've got a headache...
Take 3.
Anacin 3. Tablets or new capsules with the most effective aspirin-free pain reliever you can buy.
Oh, it was disgusting. It was gross. It just was gross. It was
Jean had warts. Compound W got rid of them.
on your hand, especially right in the middle of your hand. It's like very embarrassing. I used to think it was funny, and then when it happens to you, it's not so funny.
Use daily. Compound W dissolves warts away. Quickly, in just days. Prevents spreading, too.
Trust me, it works.
Compound W gets rid of warts.
Hallelujah. Look at me now. I'm thin. I'm wearing designer jeans.
Karen Underdog has lost weight with maximum strength control. The control diet plan works, and with no stimulant.
If you eat less, you lose weight, and Control helped me to eat less. Control works without the use of stimulants.
Control contains no caffeine, only the strongest, most effective appetite suppressant available without prescription.
Control has become my best friend because it's helped me become thin again.
Want to lose weight without stimulant? Take maximum strength control.
This fall, meet the Hollister family, new to King's Crossing. The parents hiding painful past.
I want to know what happened in Chicago.
That won't happen here.
Struggling with an uncertain future.
I'm sorry.
Oh, don't, please.
But still very much in love. The Hollister family, haunted by the mysterious secrets of King's Crossing this fall.
Well, first things first, Bonnie's shoes.
Oh, yes, I realized this morning that we were missing them.
I should have noticed last night when I took her out to the car.
Oh,
Sorry.
no, not at all. She certainly has more than one pair of shoes. I just, these are her nice ones, and I had her wear them over to your house.
Well, listen, I've got a little something for her. Is she around? She's not taking a nap.
No, but she's over at her little friend Amanda's house playing.
Oh, and I wanted to give her this.
What?
It's a xylophone.
Oh, well, it certainly is.
Yeah. Well, I thought she might get a kick out of it.
Nice idea. Oh, she'll love it, Mark. She really will. Gee, you've been so thoughtful about Bonnie lately. I mean, to go and get her that beautiful, beautiful high chair, to all that trouble, I mean, for the few times that we go over and have dinner with you, I just couldn't get over that.
Well, I love Bonnie. I think she's a terrific kid. As a matter of fact, she's sort of turned me on to the idea of becoming a parent myself.
Oh, are you kidding?
No, I'm serious.
Oh, well, have you talked to Mom about this?
Yes, of course.
What does she say?
Well, she was a little thrown, I think, at first. Actually, the whole idea came up from the high chair. I said maybe we should just keep it for ourselves.
Oh, I gather she didn't really care for the idea?
No. She was a little surprised, I think, but we decided we'd think about it for a while. I mean, after we first got married, there wasn't too much else I thought about except Ellen and I, and being together and being close, making the marriage work. And... is this bothering you?
What?
My talking about Ellen's and my marriage. You looked a little distant there.
No. I was just thinking about my own marriage. You know, I really wouldn't have one if it weren't for Bonnie.
Oh, well, now, Deb, I wouldn't say that. I remember Wally loved you a whole lot.
Yeah, I remember that, too. That's what's really killing me right now, Mark, the thought of losing all of that.
Well, you sounded so hopeful last night.
Well, today I realize it's going to be a big job to save my marriage.
Has something happened?
No.
Are you sure? I mean, you looked a little distant when I came in.
Believe me, nothing that happened today or any other day could possibly compare to the terrible things that I have done to Wally.
Oh, Deb, look, you gotta stop beating yourself up about having become an alcoholic. Look, you've gone for help. You're still getting therapy.
I'm not talking about my alcoholism, Mark. I'm talking about what really just devastated Wally. My affair with Sean.
Listen, getting involved with Sean Cuddy is a sickness in and of itself.
Take my word for it, Mr. Corlin. Everything is going according to plan.
I don't know how you can say that, Sean. Nothing you've said has convinced me that Nina will do what you suggested.
Well, then I've given you the wrong impression, Mr. Cortlandt, because I'm sure that Nina was swayed by my argument.
Yes, but she didn't give you any kind of firm commitment.
Well, I couldn't ask her for a commitment under the circumstances. You're just going to have to trust me. She's going to do it. I could tell by her responses. And some of the things I said to her really got to her. Some of the things about the future, like what would happen if she couldn't give Cliff. So I think that the merger is definitely in order, Mr. Corlin.
Oh, I'm sorry to interrupt, guys, but I need some advice.
What is it, Donna?
Oh, Bobby, you know, he's sleeping so soundly. I don't know whether or not I should wake him up.
Well, why? I mean, if the child is sleeping, why awaken him?
Well, 'cause he's slept longer than I thought he would. I'm just afraid he's going to wind up keeping Cliff and Nina awake all night.
Mrs. Warner.
What?
I didn't mean to frighten you. I thought you heard me come down.
I'm sorry. What is it that you want?
I'm calling it a day. I left everything upstairs the way I wanted. And please don't touch a thing.
I won't.
Well, I know I can trust you. It's the little kids that you have to worry about. Yeah, if you had a 2-year-old, I would tell you lock that door because they have a way of getting into everything. You just have that one little boy, no? And he doesn't walk yet.
No.
Huh? Well, that's all right then. Okay. See you first thing in the morning.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
No. No, Mr. Kress, we just have that one little boy.
Come in.
Well, at least we won't have to go through any more of these disappointing sessions.
What do you mean?
You're coming in here every few months hoping that you're pregnant. There's no point putting you through this agony anymore. We know now it's hopeless.
Doc Later, you've always been so encouraging to me.
Well, I've known that you wanted a child all these years, Nina. I've been doing my best to keep your hopes up. And in lieu of any information to the contrary, until now.
Diabetics can have children.
It's not because of your diabetes. Something else entirely. A condition that we weren't able to pinpoint until now.
Oh, is it totally hopeless?
We don't like to use that word in medicine. Perhaps in 10 or 15 years, they'll be
10 or 15 years? Later, I'm almost 30 years old. What are Cliff and I going to do?
That's something the two of you are going to have to face.
How am I going to tell him?
Don't worry about that, Nina. I've told him already. As soon as your reports came back, I called Cliff in and gave him the news. You'll have to excuse me. I'm due up in the delivery room. Oh, Cliff, come on in. You can use my office if you and Nina want to talk.
Oh, Cliff, what are we going to do?
There's nothing I want to do anymore.
Honey, it is not my fault.
If you can't have a child, no, I guess I can blame that on you. But I wish you'd have thought of this long ago when you let me lose Bobby.
Oh, please, would you not start on that again? I told you that I didn't know what to do back then.
Know that my only son is lost to me forever. He's out there somewhere being raised by strangers, that I'll never know him. You know how that eats at me?
But I loved him, too.
How can you say that? You let Sybil give him away without a thought.
That is not true. Nora almost killed me. Just that I didn't want to lose you.
Well, you've already done that. So there's no use in going through this now.
Don't turn away from me now.
I can't help it, Nina. There is nothing left for us. Only sorrow and pain. The sooner it's over, the better.
No.
If only you'd done this long ago.
Is that the way it's going to be? Oh, darling.
Hi there, baby. Oh, you feel good.
You know, I was just thinking, we're going to have to get you a key now that you're moving. Where's your luggage? Is Michael bringing it up for you?
Erica, I didn't bring any luggage with me.
All My Children will continue in a moment.
When I was growing up, there was only one kind of tampon. We all bought it. We didn't have any choice. But when Playtex came along, let me tell you, that was a major difference. That plastic applicator, that changed everything. And only Playtex tampons or Playtex deodorant tampons have that unique double-layer design. And I like knowing that Playtex is a tampon protection no other tampon can beat. None. Today we have choices. And I say make it Playtex tampons or Playtex deodorant tampons. Absolutely.
My gentle touch soap lets softness sink in. It has baby oil, so it babies my skin. Gentle Touch soap has the perfect touch of baby oil. It leaves my skin baby soft, baby smooth. Has a nice soft fragrance. Gentle Touch lasts a long time, too. For the baby soft skin you love so much, get the soap made with baby oil. Get Gentle Touch.
For years, women like me with monthly pain were told it was all in our heads. Today, there's all kinds of studies that prove the pain is real. I could have told them that long ago. So could Pamprin. Pamprin fights pain with 2 ingredients, an aspirin-free pain reliever, plus a special ingredient that relieves monthly pain by reducing water gain. A lot of people went to a lot of trouble to prove the pain is real, when all they had to do was ask me.
Pamprin, real relief from real pain.
Geraldo Rivera exposes a food stamp scandal on ABC's World News Tonight.
Available at Bamberger's.
Can there be Superman without Lois Lane? Margot Kidder's probably out of Superman 3, and she very bluntly tells people why. What are you doing?
New exercises. An orthopedic surgeon told people how they can ease back pain.
Well, I flipped over the splashy yachting life Harold Robbins lives in Saint-Tropez.
While in New York, Sweet Baby James and the other tailor benefit a Seaport Museum.
Plus, there's story after inside story to keep people's 20 million readers in touch. So treat yourself.
Treat your family to this people.
And see how the real-life Lois gets along without Superman.
Poor Lois.
As you can see, the same long-distance call to the same place at the same time doesn't cost the same. Fact is, it can be half as much on MCI, the nation's long-distance phone company. If your long-distance bills are more than $25 a month, make one more call to MCI and start cutting those bills down to size. You haven't been talking too much, just been paying too much.
The parking ticket story at 6.
I've been thinking about it. I guess you're right.
Right. Right about what?
Bobby. I shouldn't wake him up.
Oh. Donna, must you sit around in that disgusting fashion?
Oops. Sorry. I guess it's just the pan. No, it's just kind of natural to throw my legs around. But it's not like I'm doing anything indecent.
You see, that's not the point. It's a rather coarse position. Just because you're wearing trousers doesn't mean that you can throw your leg over the arm of the chair. I mean, we have talked about this before.
Yeah. I know, I'm sorry. I'll try to do better. Yes, it was just I was relaxed, not really thinking.
Mm-hmm. Well, you shouldn't have to think about it. It should come as second nature.
I guess it's just going to take a lot of practice for me to automatically sit or move like a lady. I don't do too bad at the chateau, though. But that's probably because I have on those long eve dresses. They really help.
Well, it really shouldn't make any difference what you're wearing. You know, Nina has worn, much more tailored slacks than those lounging pajamas. And she never sits around like a truck driver.
Yeah. Well, that's because Nina's a lady right down to her toes. You can tell that from the way she sits or the way she just stands there. I got this image of her. It's like this flower with a long stem.
Well, it's up to you if you want to learn that kind of grace. I mean, no amount of fancy clothing is going to hide awkwardness.
Look, I know what you're saying. I really will try. I want to learn it. Hey, wait a minute. You think Nina could teach me?
Oh, I doubt if she'd have the time or the patience for that sort of thing.
Sure, of course. She doesn't even have a second to herself these days. I wonder where I could learn stuff like that.
Oh, I'm sure there are teachers to be found.
Or I could go to one of those charm schools. There was one advertised in the back of one of my movie magazines. What was it called? The Cinderella School of Charm. They used to say, let us be your fairy godmother and be ready for your prince when he comes.
Well, I'd be a little dubious of the level of charm to be found there.
Nina! Hey, Nina, where did you come from?
I drove around the back. I just wanted to come and pick up Bobby. Hello, Father.
Nina, what's the rush? Trying to avoid us?
No, not at all. It's just that I was feeling a little bit guilty about leaving Bobby here all day, but I've been very busy.
Well, sure you have. I know what it's like moving into a new house. Nina, if I can help, I really would too.
I wouldn't want to impose on you, darling.
Don't worry about it, honey. Nina, what's wrong? Have you been crying?
No, I think that it's the paint fumes at the house.
Oh, you must be allergic.
Yeah, yeah. In fact, my eyes are just really burning at it.
Well, listen, if your ears are burning too, that's us.
What?
Palmer and me, we've been talking about how graceful you are. I was saying I'd give anything if you could teach me how to move and stuff like that.
Maybe we could work out something.
Well, I don't see how you'd have the time.
Who knows, I may have a lot of time soon. Anyway, I don't even know if I'd be a very good teacher.
Nina, that is so sweet of you, so I still don't see how you can do it.
Tell you what, you want to just come upstairs with me to get Bobby?
Oh, sure, he's sleeping like a little angel. But still, I didn't know whether I should wake him up. I didn't know if you guys would be having trouble.
Yes, Mr. Coyle.
Sean, come in here immediately.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Congratulations, my boy. For a job well done. Nina was just here to get the baby, and I'm certain that she's going to do just exactly what you suggested.
Fall in love all over again with the sizzling summer romance that started it all. She is a castaway. She and the boy who is now a man. She watches him, and something inside her stirs. Columbia Pictures presents a sensuous story of natural love starring Brooke Shields and introducing Christopher Atkins in The Blue Lagoon, rated R. Check newspapers for a theater near you.
So you're saying I'll make more money if I use cheaper ingredients and fillers?
Yes, you will.
No, I won't. Young man, you might know bookkeeping. You don't know a thing about Hillshire Farm smoked sausage. People buy my smoked sausage in Polska, Kielbasa, because I make it with farm fresh cuts of pork and beef, hand-trimmed, lean and tender.
Dinner's ready.
Quality meat makes Hillshire Farm
Delicious. I wouldn't change a thing.
Hillshire Farm, now with recipes right on the label.
He looks just like you. Same eyes, same freckles, same ring around the collar. They both got ring around the collar.
Those dirty rings. Sprays and powders weren't good enough, so I tried Whisk. Whisk does a better job on ring around the collar. And Whisk goes on to get your whole wash clean.
Oh, Frank, but he looks just like you. Yeah, no more ring around the collar.
Whisk gets ring around the collar and your whole wash clean.
Mom, we got a ton. Our school's gonna win.
Whatever it is, I give it my all, even laundry. Dirt, car door grease, greasy, oily dirt's the worst. So again, I give it my all. Concentrate it all. Used regularly, All Out cleans this other leading brand on greasy, oily dirt. So it gets my whole wash clean.
You did good, Mom.
So do you.
Concentrate It All gets out the worst dirt better. Your whole wash is clean.
Give it your all.
I don't understand. I thought you said to me on the phone that you were bringing all your stuff from Connecticut today.
Well, yes, I did bring a couple of suitcases in.
Well, then where are they?
At my apartment.
Why? I thought you said you were moving in here with me. You said that on the phone.
No, I didn't, darling. You simply jumped to that conclusion.
Brandon, I mentioned it to you when we talked on the phone. Now, you didn't contradict me.
Well, how could I with Sarah standing right next to me? Now, darling, you know her stipulation that we cannot live together before the divorce is final. She's dead serious about that.
Yes, well, so am I. And I think that it is ridiculous to worry about Sarah sitting up there in Connecticut.
Pammy and Roger will be coming to the apartment from time to time, and they're certainly going to notice if my clothes are there or not.
I see, so we're going to have to go through this whole charade for a whole year of dragging back to your place out of fear that they might tell her something.
I'm sorry, Ben. That's the way it is. Come on, honey. A year's not that long.
Yes, it is. It's a long time to me.
Well, it's not as though we won't be able to be together.
But at Sarah's convenience. Don't you know how degrading that is to me?
It's a hell of a lot more degrading if we go against Sarah's wishes. She could cause a really ugly scandal. Now, this year is her price for a nice, quiet, uncontested divorce on grounds of incompatibility.
But it's an unnecessary price.
How can you say that? I mean, plenty of wives wouldn't even have bothered to make the offer after 20 years of marriage. Darling, it would have been very easy for her to turn around and ruin us both, and she could.
Yeah, well, that is one threat that I am sick and tired of hearing about. Darling, there is no way that Sarah is going to ruin your career.
Not if we go by the rules, no.
Oh, come on. How could you be so buffaloed by her?
Darling, why do you refuse to believe what Sarah says? She's not the kind of woman who
She's
would...
the kind of woman who is very used to living very, very high. I mean, no matter how dowdy she looks, I know she spends a lot of money on her clothes and everything else. She is used to living very elegantly.
So what are you getting at?
That every time she tries to ruin you, she'd be cutting off her nose to spite her face. And don't tell me that Sarah doesn't like to have a lot of money to toss around. She could kiss that elegant life of hers goodbye if she ruins you.
Oh, no.
Oh, yes. If you are put out of work by the board of directors, where does Sarah think you're going to get the money to pay that alimony to her? And don't tell me she hasn't thought about that. She knows darn well and good that she needs to get every penny she can out of you in order to keep up that lifestyle to which she has become accustomed.
You're wrong.
No, and it's not just her. It's also Roger and Pammy. She's going to make you pay through the nose for them. Ah, that you could worry. That she would make a scandal, that she would get you fired. I mean, actually, it would be the opposite. She would go on her knees to Mr. Woodward to try to get him not to fire you.
Darling, if you will just hold it a minute, I have something to tell you.
Well, don't tell me that Sarah doesn't care about money because she plays that Connecticut high society matron to the hilt.
That's not the point. The point is she doesn't need my money to do it.
What?
Erica, Sarah is independently wealthy. She inherited a fortune from her family.
You really shouldn't have gone to so much trouble.
No trouble at all, Betsy. Would you like some cookies or something to go with your tea?
No, thank you.
Are you sure? I made some cookies myself yesterday. Wally seems to like them.
I'm not one for snacking, Devin.
You, bake more for other people.
Oh, right. Well, when I get to bake, I really don't get a chance with Mrs. Martin around.
Well, you did a lot of baking while you were here, didn't you?
Yeah, I guess I did.
Well, men like cakes and cookies and that kind of thing, don't they?
Yeah, I guess so.
Speaking of men, I met your latest.
What?
Rick Kincaid.
Oh, how did you meet him?
I was having lunch at the hospital. I was in the cafeteria, and he sat down at my table.
Oh, well, Rick likes to eat in the cafeteria.
He's a very nice guy. Very handsome.
Yeah, well, I think so, too.
You know, it's funny. Wally was in construction, too.
Well, I think, really, Rick wants to go into landscape work.
So, are you, dating him now?
Mm-hmm, we're seeing quite a lot of each other, actually.
When did that happen? It didn't happen when I was at the Hayward Clinic, did it? You weren't dating then, were you?
Well, when
Wally said that you were stuck here night and day. You know, like he was stuck at the goalpost.
Well, see, when you came home and I went to the hospital, I started to meet other people.
Well, it must have been a while, though, right? Mrs. Martin said that you were sort of moping around by yourself after I got back from the hospital.
I guess I did for a while, but then Rick came along, and you might say he just kind of swept me off my feet. It may seem like a short time, but I'm really quite involved with him.
So you have a steady beau now, huh?
Yeah, at long last.
Betsy, why are you doing this to me?
What?
Why are you sitting here and lying to me? I thought you were an honest person. How could you make a fool of me like this?
Kevin, what are you talking about?
You know what I am talking about. How could you let me confide in you like that? How could you let me open up my heart to you? Tell you the most private things in my whole life. How do you think it makes me feel to know what I have told you, Betsy? How do you think it makes me feel to know all the times I told you how much I wanted to win my husband's love back? You must have felt very, very smug when I told you Wally wouldn't even touch me.
Oh, no, Dan, that's not true.
I'll tell you what's not true. You are not involved with Rick Kincaid because he told me. He told me you are in love with a married man.
Devin, I don't know what made him say a thing like that. Maybe he was just kidding.
No, he was not kidding because he wants very much to date you. He does, but you're just so hung up on this married man. You know what? He doesn't even know who it is. Well, I do, don't I?
Devin, don't. You are wrong. You are terribly wrong.
I'll tell you what's terribly wrong. I thought you were my friend, and all this time, you have been hung up on my husband.
Jenny's hair is such a lovely color. She gets it from you.
Of course. Actually, I get mine from Miss Clairol. I get the soft, lovely color and touch I had when I was younger. Very much like Jenny's, with no trace of gray. And only Miss Clairol has color hold conditioner.
You know, younger-looking hair makes quite a difference.
And how I look and feel about myself.
Miss Clairol, because it's nice to look younger than you are.
Last cold contact, this cold Comtrex. Comtrex relieves more of my cold symptoms.
Last cold Dristan, this cold Comtrex.
Comtrex does more. It even relieves my cough.
Instead of these, for their nasal congestion, runny nose, aches, fever, and coughs, they've switched to Comtrex Multi-Symptom Cold Reliever. All by itself, it gives more kinds of relief than Dristan or Contac or Bayer. This cold Comtrex in tablets, liquid, and now capsules.
Can there be Superman without Lois Lane? Margot Kidder's probably out of Superman 3, and she very bluntly tells people why. What are you doing?
New exercises. An orthopedic surgeon told people how they can really ease back pain.
Well, I flipped over the splashy yachting life Harold Robin lives in Saint-Tropez.
While in New York, Sweet Baby James and the other tailors benefit a Seaport Museum.
Plus, there's story after inside story to keep people's 20 million readers in touch. So treat yourself.
Treat your family
to this week people. And see how the real-life Lois Lane gets along without Superman.
Poor Lois.
On One Life to Live.
That wasn't a nice thing you did, trying to trick Jenny into telling you when she and Peter are getting married.
How soon are they?
Let her get married in peace.
Cat, come on. I have to know when they're getting married.
And on General Hospital.
Hi, Hanson.
After a day together in their tropical hideaway, Luke and Laura spend a night of passion, alone on the island of mystery. One Life to Live, General Hospital. Love in the afternoon.
I just can't believe it. Are you absolutely sure? Are you positive about this, or does Sarah just claim to have a lot of money?
No, Erica. Sarah's mother and father were very wealthy, and Sarah inherited everything.
Wouldn't you just know it? Is that why you married her in the first place?
Look, honey, there's no reason to go into this any further. There's no point. You just have to accept the situation. Sarah doesn't need a penny from me for alimony or child support or anything. She could ruin me tomorrow and not suffer at all financially.
Woman is just evil, that's all, just evil. Listen, why do we have to accept it? We're in love. Why don't we just defy her? I know people would be on our side. The world loves lovers.
I know, darling, but see, our company looks at it differently. We're selling a product all over the country for which you are the symbol and the spokeswoman. Now, your face would hit every cover of every dirty tabloid sheet in this country if Sarah were to name you co-respondent in a divorce.
I would rise above it.
But the ad campaign wouldn't. We've spent millions and millions of dollars calling you an American beauty. And we can't have you called a lot of other things, which I don't think I need to go into.
But, darling, I would tell the press my side of the story.
Darling, you would be fired before you had a chance to do that. There's a morals clause in your contract. Why do you think that's there?
But you could talk to Mr. Woodward about my contract. Come on, it's nothing hard and fast, is it?
Mr. Woodward wouldn't even speak to me if this thing was broke. I'd be out of a job just like you. And the company would be out millions of dollars.
Why are you getting so money conscious so suddenly? I mean, here I am talking about our love and our need to be together. Who cares if we lose our jobs? We'll find something else.
Doing what? Where? Come on, darling, be realistic. You and I are not some starry-eyed 18-year-olds. We are dynamic people who are accustomed to a certain lifestyle and a certain income. Now, if you think we would be happy at some mediocre job, you're only kidding yourself.
Bobby. Oh, Bobby, I can't bear the thought of you growing up without your daddy. And I don't want him to lose you. Yeah, because I love both of you so much. Just where am I going to get the strength to go through with this?
Force yourself to be realistic, Nina. You and Cliff have had a beautiful life together, but Sybil's made it impossible to go on. You have two choices. Put a quick end to your marriage or die a slow death. The only thing to do is get out fast. Leave Cliff tonight.
So you see, I don't have any other choice. Because I want you and your daddy to be together. Oh, dear God. Where am I going to get the strength to leave them off? Because if I waver, we'll all lose.
Hello?
Say hello to
you, Daddy.
Hi there. The sight of you with Bobby in your arms, it never fails to thrill me. So, what's new with my little family? Hi there, monster. Hiya.
Hi, Kathy. Heard you've got some good news.
Some good news and some bad news. The good news is now there's Stay-Free deodorant maxi pads. Just like regular Stay-Free deodorant maxi pads are a comfortable, full-size protection. Plus a little extra to help keep you feeling fresh.
So what's the bad news, Kathy?
If you haven't tried Stay-Free maxi pads, you'll have a tough time choosing.
Stay-Free deodorant maxi pads, the full-size pads filled with freshness.
Where's everybody going?
Shower to shower each day, helps keep odor away.
Shower to Shower adds baking soda to the finest talc to bring you the first deodorant body powder that helps neutralize odor. Shower to Shower.
Shower to shower each day, helps keep odor away. Did you shower to shower today?
How does she do it? Not a hair out of place.
The difference is me.
How does she do it? Her hair looks as soft and silky as her mate.
The difference is mink.
Introducing Mink Difference. It's different from any other hairspray. It puts a silky hold on your hair because it's enriched with precious mink oil in every drop. So your hair feels soft and silky, like mink.
But it really keeps you in style.
New Mink Difference.
Sunday, Streisand and Redford star in the most famous love story of our time.
An ABC News brief.